Hello and welcome to the Jerusalem Post. Thank you for joining us, and I'm joined today by Abby Yaping Lee, the special representative from Taiwan here in Israel. Good morning, Abby. How are you?
Good morning, Alex. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, for those who are watching and are not so aware, can you explain to us a little bit about where Taiwan is and its relationship with Israel and the work that you do here?
Taiwan is a young but vibrant democracy in Asia. Taiwan and Israel are geographically distant, but we are neighbors by values. We share a lot of interest grounded on our same values. So far, I have been leading Taiwan mission for 3 years to promote our cooperations in politics, economy, commercial, science, and technology. I'm very grateful to see a lot of interest and support to Taiwan from Israel, and also very robust momentum to fostering the mutual beneficial cooperation relations between two countries.
Can you explain to our viewers a little bit about the work you've done in the country since October the 7th?
Taiwan was among the first country in the world to support Israel to express our solidarity with the state of Israel. In addition to the diplomatic support, my office here also engaged with a lot of NGOs in providing humanitarian relief goods, including the livelihood goods, medical assistance, trauma therapies, and educations to the community and people affected by the war, or those parents who lost their kids in Nova Festival. For instance, my office working with Kibbutz Pamahim to provide ocean therapy for those people affected by the October 7 terrorist attack. For us, those cooperation is not just financial one, it's not just a financial donation. It conveyed a very strong message to our friends here in Israel that you are not alone in a long journey of rehealing, rebuilding the home and hope. Taiwan is your reliable partner, and Taiwan is with you.
Thank you. It's nice to know we have some friends somewhere in the world. Could you explain a little bit? Some of our viewers may be aware, obviously, Taiwan and China issues, things that are going on in the history. Could you just explain very briefly a little bit about why there is tension at the moment, what exists between Taiwan and China?
It is not a news for Taiwan to live under the military intimidation from China. For Chinese leadership to incorporate Taiwan into China is one of its goals to complete its Chinese rejuvenation dream. However, the future of Taiwan should be decided by Taiwanese people. That is the reason why we fight so hard to build a democracy in Taiwan. And as a matter of fact, Taiwan and China, we don't have a jurisdiction over each other. China did not rule Taiwan for a single day. We are enjoy different political system, and Taiwan is independent by its reality.
Well, obviously, we've sat down to speak at a very, very interesting time in history. President Trump has been re-elected and re-inaugurated in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure many people have seen China in the news regarding tariffs, regarding a trade war with President Trump. How does Taiwan see Trump's actions towards China?
Trump's administration's trade policy, the hardline trade policy on China, primarily want to address and deal with the trade imbalance with China, the Chinese dumping, overcapacity, state subsidy, and technology espionage. This is the issue that the U.S. government want to address immediately. And for Taiwan, we are the trade economy. We also carefully analyze all the relevant policies.
Has the introduction of tariffs or the threat of tariffs influenced Taiwanese businesses in any way, in the way that they interact with their U.S. partners?
Mhm. Uh, Taiwan is U.S. Seven largest trade partners. So the trade with the United States is very important for us. U.S. is also Taiwan's most important partners in security, science, and technology. So that's why we also pay a lot of attention for the trade policies. It is an important approach to maintain a very smooth and effective communication with every U.S. government, every administration. In terms of Trump's trade policy, currently 91% of Taiwanese goods to America is the intermediate goods, not consumer goods. Unlike the later one, is more sensitive to tariff. The intermediate goods from Taiwan sent to United States are mainly servers, electronic components, and networking equipment. Those are essential and critical for U.S. to maintain its leadership role in AI center and the 5G clean network. So in other words, Taiwan's trade with the United States is kind of a complement each other. Is a very healthy trade relations. But again, we pay a lot of attention to all the relevant policies, and we will adapt it quickly.
You mentioned technology and trade. Obviously, the Taiwan semiconductor industry is famous worldwide and a heavily guarded secret on the island. The Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturing company last week announced a $100 billion investment into the mainland United States. Obviously, for those who do not know, they already have a plant in Arizona. But they have also, as well as this investment, said they will build 5 more plants in the US. Can you explain a little bit about that and how that is positive news for Taiwan?
This is a milestone in U.S.-Taiwan trade relations and a historical moment for TSMC to invest overseas. TSMC is a company rooted in Taiwan, but trying to expand internationally. It is an important investment, not only to increase Taiwan's relevance with United States, but also better serve TSMC's customers in the United States. There are 60% of TSMC's customers are in the United States. So it's a very natural investment for TSMC to consider to expand its investment in Arizona.
Was the decision made specifically because of the current administration, or were there plans in place anyway, regardless of who was ruling the United States?
TSMC is a private company. It is an international company. Whenever they expand overseas, it's driven by the large demand. According to TSMC, all the manufacturing lines are fully booked for the next 3 years. So that's why they have to expand overseas. But at the same time, they also plan to have 11 manufacturing lines in Taiwan. Even when all the overseas manufacturing lines completed by 2030, 80% of manufacturing are still stay in Taiwan, and the most critical technology also maintained in Taiwan.
Some people have argued that moving so much of the semiconductor industry over to the US could strategically weaken Taiwan. How does Taipei view this?
Taiwan so far manufacture about 60% global chips, 92% advanced chips, and 99% of AI chips. That's why the semiconductor chip industries and TSMC always refer as Taiwan's silicon shield, a protection of our national security. So for this type of large investment, an important subject always invite a huge debate in democracy. In every democracy, whenever there is important issues, raise a lot of debate. Like our Israeli friends always tell me that everyone can be the prime minister in the country, so everyone is free to express their views. However, TSMC's investment not only in the United States, they also invest in Germany, in Japan. And according to the previous investment, TSMC's move to invest in other countries always help other Taiwanese business to engage with international cooperation and to strengthen Taiwan's capability.
Returning to China, if I may, for a
Yes.
second, and its
Mhm.
relationship with President Trump,
Mhm.
does Taipei believe that these policies will benefit Taiwan, or does it create the possibility for regional instability, which may negatively affect the island?
uh, a close and deep partnership between Taiwan and United States is essential for maintaining the continuous peace, stability, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific. And in our culture, when we speak of threats, crisis, we always associate with opportunities. When we see every countries across the globe are pursuing their course for greatness, Taiwan is also seeking for being great and strong. We are committed to defend ourselves, and also we are committed and determined to expand our partnership with like-minded countries.
You mentioned the special relationship. Obviously, since President Trump has come in, there has been a change in the attitude of the administration towards the Ukraine Russia war,
Mhm.
which there have been, some have compared it to sort of Israel and its relationship with Iran or Taiwan and China. Has Taiwan viewed this change in shift, this shift in President Trump's views on Ukraine with worry? How does it look upon the recent news that he seems to be abandoning, if one would say, Ukraine?
U.S. government has long-standing policies on Taiwan. That is, the United States is against any change of the status for Taiwan. Um, we also have bipartisan support from the Congress. We have many good friends in the Trump administration who continue to engage with us, providing us substantive support. We believe is not likely to diminish. We believe there are some fundamental consistencies. For instance, President Trump himself expressed and reaffirmed the importance of the peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and the importance to maintain the peaceful status quo of the Taiwan, free from coercion, free from military threat. After the meeting and the leader summit with Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba in February. President Trump, in this joint statement, he also highlight United States is going to continue to support Taiwan's international participation. And this is kind of a consistency we expect from the U.S. government. But we also know that there are variables in the geopolitical context. So for Taiwanese government, we are very clear-eyed, realistic, and very efficient to optimize our leverage and tools to effectively increase our partnership with the United States. Taiwan's peace and stability is a requirement for the continuous peace for the whole world. So we will continue to determined to defend ourselves and to increase our partnership with like-minded countries. The Ukrainian people, they are very resilient for the invasion from Russia. This is also a awakening call for Taiwanese people that we have to defend, and our determination to defend is critical to our survival.
Well, some of our viewers and listeners may not be aware that Taiwan, like Israel, has compulsory service for its citizens. They have to serve, I think, is it 1 year?
Mm-hmm. 1 year.
1 year when they finish school. What are the steps has Taiwan taken to determine its own sovereignty and to keep itself safe from invasion?
Yeah, 3 years ago, when we see Russia invasion of Ukraine, it's like a watershed awakening moment for Taiwanese people. We know that we have to be quick to prepare ourselves from such military conflict being replicated in the countries. So we are not only strengthening our national defense. Recently, our president just announced we are going to increase our defense budget to 3% of our GDP. We also actively conduct a series of military reform, including the conscription you just mentioned. In addition to conscription that we are extending to 1 year, we also do our utmost to develop our defense industry to increase of whole of society resilience, to prepare our people to more resilient to all possibility or any contingency situation in Taiwan. And we see the resilience and strength of Israeli society during the war. That is inspiring lessons for Taiwanese people.
I was going to ask sort of what lessons the Taiwanese have learned from Israel over the past 18 months since the October 7th attack, obviously, specific lessons that they've learned. Moving forward, what are the possibilities for Israel and Taiwan to continue to grow through technology, through trade, through tourism, such things you've mentioned?
Mhm.
What does the future hold?
Um, I always feel that two countries have a lot of similarities. And by working closer, we can also create synergies beyond our imagination. Taiwan is a leader in hardware, and Israel is a leader in software. Economically, we are complement each other. Taiwan have a very comprehensive and business-friendly infrastructure environment for a lot of Israelis startups looking for scale up. They are coming to Taiwan to finding reliable manufacturing partners. So there are a lot of business and technological cooperation opportunities between two countries. And also, I see a very robust people-to-people ties. We see a lot of exchanges of visit from young students, young talents, scholars, member of Knesset, and leaders from all sectors coming to Taiwan to explore our society and to engage with leaders in Taiwan to strategize our next step for two countries to work together.
Well, I must say personally, I have visited the island, obviously, and it's a beautiful place with wonderful people, and I recommend it for everybody to visit, especially from Israel.
Thank you so
Sure.
much. Yeah.
So you mentioned, Abby, obviously, the like-minded situation Israel and Taiwan find themselves in. We're both democracies, and we're both sort of fighting an enemy that seems to not believe in democracy. I wondered if you could share any thoughts on that.
Taiwan and Israel are standing on the forefront to defend democratic way of life. We have been the playground for and a testing ground for democracy. We have been facing a lot of information manipulation operation, the disinformation, and also the cyber attack. Um, Nowadays, we are facing the challenges of the excess of upheavals, including China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea, to testing the resilience of democracy and also to tax how we are determined to defend the way of life and to defend the safety of our countries. It is critical for like-minded countries to coordinate our actions, and I think collaboration and partnership are the key for countries meeting numerous challenges.
I know Taiwan has been described as the first barrier from Chinese expansion. And obviously, there has been a major push in the past year from the Chinese regarding diplomatic efforts across the Indo Pacific with the Australasian islands, places like this. Australia has also expressed concern. How vital is Taiwan's democracy to the geopolitics of the region in preventing Chinese expansion?
Taiwan holds a strategic significance in many ways. Taiwan are standing on the first line to deter from Chinese coercion forceful incorporation. The existence of Taiwan will stop Chinese strategic ambitions to go beyond the first island chain.
You mentioned just now also disinformation, cyber attacks. I wondered if you could delve into a little bit how Taiwan deals with and how these attacks and this misinformation campaign affects the Taiwanese people and Taiwanese businesses.
Chinese government has been conducting a gray zone tactic to increase the psychological pressure on Taiwanese people. Those gray zone tactics and gray zone warfare is not less dire than the actual military confrontations. And the toolkits they use in those gray zone tactics, including incursion into our air and water space almost every day, launching massive cyber attack. Every day we experience about 3 million cyber attack, mainly from Chinese government and the associated associations, and also the disinformation campaign. We are not a stranger to those type of digital warfare. And in our government countermeasures, we adopt debunking and pre-bunking measure to prevent the threat of disinformation campaign in Taiwan. And debunking is that the government has to come up with two policies. Whenever there is fake news going viral online, and that is endangering the national security or public benefits, the government agencies need to come up with a press release with 200 words, 2 photos within 2 hours to clarify the government position and to bring the correct information to the general public in Taiwan. And the pre-bunking part is more like education to increase the media literacy of Taiwanese public, and also encourage the young people to contribute the content online in a more responsible way. So we also include media literacy into our education to encourage young people and everyone in Taiwan that contributing the true story is a new faction.
Well, Israel has also obviously dealt with a lot of fake news over the course of the war with Hamas. We've seen protests worldwide sort of spouting factual inaccuracies, things that are not true. So it sounds like Israel and Taiwan can learn a lot from each other in countering this threat of spreading fake news, the disinformation campaigns.
Yes, definitely. International cooperation is key for deterring the disinformation campaign. We also see a lot of pro-Hamas, anti-Israel content on the TikTok, for instance, and those content going really unplugged and free flow inside China and internationally. I think there's is also a awakening call for all the democracies to work together and to coordinate our countermeasures to deter the playbook that's shared by the authoritarian regimes.
Abby Lee, thank you very, very much for joining us today. This has been a fascinating conversation, and I'm sure our viewers and listeners have also found it equally fascinating, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. That will be my pleasure.